HQ presents Farringdon's Fortune by Linda Finlay, read by Laura Kirman. Chapter 1. Nettlecombe Manor, East Devon, May 1854. How could one woman spend so much money in such a short time? Edwin stared aghast at the invoices spread out on the desk before him, his earlier good mood evaporating like morning mist in the warmth of the sun. Clearly his wife Charlotte was seeking revenge for him having sent her away. Neglecting the two young daughters she had given him was not something he could forget nor yet forgive. At 6 and 4 years respectively, Sarah and Maria needed, indeed deserved, love and parental guidance. He also couldn't overlook the fact that Sam, his estate manager's son, would still be here today if Charlotte hadn't allowed them to wander off. He pressed his hand to his eyes as the memory of that horrific day returned yet again to haunt him. His girls playing alone by the well, Sarah tumbling down into it, then Sam's broken body being winched out of the shaft. Charlotte's denial that she'd done anything wrong had been the final straw. He knew he would have to see her at some time to discuss the future, but the truth was, he was not relishing it. How different life had been with his first wife, Beatrice, a warm, loving woman who had adored spending time with him and their 3 daughters, Louisa, Victoria, and Beatrice, before the riding accident that had tragically cut her life short. They'd been so happy, despite her not siring him a son. Whether or not that was down to the curse placed on them by gypsies when his father had turned them off his land, he'd never know. The fact remained, he still had no heir. Shaking his head, he forced his attention back to the present and the papers before him. He'd expected bills for new clothes, fripperies even, but commissioning a self-portrait, even by Charlotte's standards, that was taking things too far. Despairingly, he ran his hands through his hair, which, at 50, was still luxuriant, the silvering at the temples making him look more distinguished than in his youth. There was no question he would have to settle the outstanding charges. As her husband, it was his duty, a fact of which Charlotte would be only too aware. Well, she would also be made aware her allowance would cease altogether if she didn't rein in her spending. "Papa?" He looked up in surprise as 18-year-old Victoria burst through the door like a windstorm, eliciting a whimper from Ellery, his aged black Labrador, who was ensconced beneath his desk. Although elegantly dressed in a green morning gown, chestnut curls swept back neatly in a chignon, his daughter's cheeks were flushed, a frown creasing her brow. "Whatever is the matter, my dear? Are you not well?" "Stepmamma has written," she cried, her dark eyes troubled as she held out a sheet of cream-embossed paper. "Apparently, I am to be in London by the end of next week and need to take all these items she's listed. There are so many things required for the season and—" She broke off, shaking her head in dismay. "Let me look," Edwin said, taking it from her trembling hands. He gestured for her to sit beside the log fire gently burning in the cream-grey stone grate that had been carved by masons at his quarry on the outskirts of the Nettlecombe estate. It might be the damp chill from the sea fret encasing the Jacobean manor in a damp shroud that was causing Victoria to shiver, though it was more likely the shock of finding out her departure was to be so sudden. Quickly, he scanned Charlotte's copperplate handwriting, his eyes widening at the lengthy list. "Are 4 ball gowns, 6 day dresses, 6 skirts with coordinating blouses really necessary?" he asked, frowning as he reeled off the first items. "It is not those I am worried about, Papa. I am also to take a white silk robe suitable for my debut along with appropriate accoutrements. Why, I don't possess a white robe, let alone a silk one, and even if I did, I wouldn't know what accessories to put with it. I mean, it is not every day you are presented at court, is it?"
Sample complete. Ready to continue?